This one is from the Am I Overreacting subreddit. And the story is, am I overreacting? I kicked my sister-in-law out of my house and she's not welcome back. Family-in-law drama. You all might leave this post thinking, I'm an asshole. That's okay. To start at the start, my younger brother and sister-in-law and her 3-year-old have been staying with me for a couple of weeks. Their house is under major repairs after a water leak. Think no windows, gutted walls, water is turned off, so no bathrooms, kitchen, etc. It's bad. And I truly do feel awful for them and their little one. When my brother asked if they could stay with me, probably for about a month, I reluctantly agreed. I love my brother, but I live a peaceful life of books, music, walks, and playtime with my dogs, personal space, and a lot of quiet, reflective time to myself to do whatever suits me. And I am not at all a kid person. I honestly can't stand kids, but it was only for a month and it's my brother. Then it all went very quickly south. I have dogs. Now, I'm not a perfect dog owner for sure, but they don't bark, they don't jump. They've been treated to greet people in a sit and wait for a pat on the head. Most of the time, they lay out on the sun deck and just snooze. Or I take them out to the yard and we play ball. I clean up after their potty breaks in the yard or out walking or hiking. They're gated out of the kitchen and dining room at meal times because, well, dogs don't really belong where people are eating. But they don't mind. They don't bark or storm the gate. They just go lay down. And they have been taught to do so. But they're dogs. They do like to play and be close to people. And of course, they have hair. Sister-in-law could not cope with the dog hair. And every day was endless complaints, tears, tirades, tantrums, and her basically begging me to lock my dogs up while her and her kid, not my brother's kid, were there. Screaming at my dogs, stomping her feet like a literal child, and yelling at my brother about the dogs, their hair, their toys, their food, literally anything dog related, we got yelled at for. Letting her child eat in my living room, which sent me cringing and reeling, and my brain going, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, please don't touch anything. But I said nothing, trying to be patient. He's just a little kid, and despite my feelings towards kids, they don't deserve to be mistreated, and I would never, especially at an age where they are so impressionable and don't understand why adults can be unkind. To be fair, I eat in my living room occasionally, pizza and a movie night or whatever, but I'm not a 3-year-old with dirty hands and zero boundaries, respect or appreciation for other people's things or how messy PB&J can be. It wasn't just the eating on my couch. Kids do a lot of kid things that make me cringe every day, and they smell. Oh my God, do they smell? Why do they smell? What is that smell even? And cry and listen to cartoons so loud I can hear it in my office over music. Or having to be the bad guy in my own home before a Teams or a Zoom meeting when I'd ask for my own house to be quiet. Not that we didn't have a few fun chats with a 3-year-old or laughs. We totally did. And I tried to be as kind and patient as I could be. Then it happened. The moment that literally changed everything for me, and I could not stand having this woman and her child in my house any longer. I was in my office, getting some work done for the morning. My dogs were playing in the living room. I could hear them, but thought nothing of it. They play all the time. The kid was also in the living room watching something annoying and way too loud on the TV. I don't know where sister-in-law was, honestly. Folding the laundry, I think. My brother was at work. I hear a thump and a blood-curdling toddler scream. The kind that reminds me why I can't stand kids. Literal, ear-piercing, natural birth control for me and total sensory hell. Every nerve in my body just wants to I don't even have words for the way this sound makes me feel. And my sister-in-law is screaming. Then the sound of scattering paws on the wood floor. The dogs are running towards my office. I open the door and step out to see her chasing them down the hallway, trying to kick and hit them. With her kid in one arm, she's swinging her free arm at my dogs and randomly trying to kick them, and tears just running down her face. My dogs have never been kicked at like that or hit, at least not in the 8 to 10 years that they've been with me since I adopted them. And my dogs live here. This is not her home. I'd had enough. I put the dogs away in their beds in my office with a treat and went back out to the hallway and told her to pack. Get out. You're done. Out. Her response was to ask me if I was joking and complain that my dogs knocked her kid off the couch. I felt a little bad. I asked her kid if anything was broken or bleeding, the response I would have gotten from my parents if I had screamed loud enough to break glass as a child. No, nothing was bleeding and nothing was broken. Okay, so you're fine. Stop screaming. Okay, this is where you can tell she's never been a kid mom, or she's never had kids, because they cry more for their hurt feelings, hurt emotions than they ever do for actual physical pain. I followed her through the whole house, making sure she packed everything. She asked if she could stay until my brother got off work, even though she was already texting him, making me the bad guy, I'm sure. I told her no. Take your bags and your child and get out. Then I felt a little bad. It's only like 10 degrees in Minnesota right now. So I let them sit in the kitchen behind the baby gate until my brother could come get them. And he left work early, thankfully. So the same gates that keep the dogs out of the kitchen when you eat were the ones that were made to contain them until your brother could come pick them up. OP, I'm going to say you're a little touchy. Okay? But again, it's your house. They were in your home. She did disrespect it. And I will tell you right now, I catch somebody trying to hit or kick my dogs. Nope, that's like trying to hurt my children. It's on. And you're not going to like the end result. So I do understand why you have acted the way you did. But I will say that some of the things that you're saying that annoy you, they're typical of somebody who has kids. But I will say you at least tried to give grace. You bit your tongue instead of telling them that you didn't want all this going on. So good on you. All right. Now, my brother is pissed at me for kicking them out. And he's pissed at his wife because now he has to pay for a place for them to stay. And he's the only one who works. She's trying to victimize herself by saying that the dogs attacked her child and that I'm an awful, family-hating, old, mean bitch. She tried to garner sympathy from my parents, who also told her off. And my other sister and brother-in-law, who already think she's crazy and a freeloader. My older brother was going to let them stay there until he found out what she did, and then posted in the family group chat that he changed his mind because he doesn't want her to kick his dogs too. But according to her and my younger brother, I freaked out. I overreacted, and I threw my family out in favor of my dogs. Am I the asshole? No, you're not the asshole. Granted, that is going to be their story. And yes, you did kick them out of your home. Those are the facts. Because she tried to kick your dogs and punish your dogs. What would she have done if you tried to hit and kick her kid? You've made it very clear you're not a kid person. Your dogs are your children. So, if we use that analogy, she tried to hit and kick your kids, but she got mad that you kicked them out of your house. She's lucky that's all that happened. She's very lucky that's all that happened. Your younger brother wants to be upset about it, and he will. He'll get over it, or he won't. That's not your problem. They were guests in your home, and they made you feel uncomfortable in your home. They made your dogs not feel welcome in their home, in your home. That's not how that works. When somebody's a guest, yes, you want to make them welcome in your home, but you don't become unwelcome in your own home. That's just fucking ridiculous.